Good morning children. Today I am going to teach you chemistry. In the last class we have learnt about definition of an element. What is the definition of an element? How do you define element? Any pure substance which cannot be broken down into two or more pure substances by any chemical means. This is said to be the definition of an element. And so how do you define element? Any pure substance which cannot be broken down into two or more pure substances by any chemical means is said to be an element. And we have classified the elements into normal elements and radioactive elements. And we have differentiated the elements into normal elements and radioactive elements, and we learnt the definition of normal elements and radioactive elements. So once again children, so let us revise. What are normal elements? The elements which cannot emit the harmful radiations during the chemical reaction is said to be the normal element. Radioactive element, the elements which emit the harmful radiations during the chemical reaction, they are said to be the radioactive elements. And we have also learnt the most important table, names and symbols of first 20 elements. First 20 elements we have learnt. What are the first 20 elements children? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. These are the first 20 elements we have learnt in the last class. These are the symbols of the first 20 elements. What is the serial number children called as? This is nothing but called as the atomic number. Regarding this table, I have given you the assignment also. In the last session, we will discuss the answers related to that assignment children. So today, we are going to learn about the common laboratory apparatus in chemistry lab. Common laboratory apparatus. What are the common laboratory apparatus used in the chemistry lab? In our chemistry lab, we conduct a number of experiments. For these experiments, we need the laboratory apparatus. What are some of the apparatus used in the chemistry lab? First one, test tube. Second one, test tube holder. Third one, test tube stand. Fourth one, round bottom flask. Fifth one, flat bottom flask. Then sixth one, conical flask. Seventh one, beaker. Eighth one, pipette. Ninth one, measuring cylinder. 10th one, glass rod. 11th one, tripod stand. 12th one, iron stand. Next, asbestos gauze. Next, mortar and pestle. There are many other apparatus, children, used in the chemistry lab. So these are some of the common laboratory apparatus used in a chemistry lab. What are they? Test tube stand, test tube holder, test tube stand, round bottom flask, flat bottom flask, conical flask, beaker, pipette, measuring cylinder, glass rod, tripod stand, iron stand, asbestos gauze, and mortar and pestle. There are many other apparatus, children, which are used in the chemistry lab, but let us learn these some of the common laboratory apparatus. So first one, now we are going to learn the diagram of each apparatus and what is the use of these apparatus. First one, test tube. How is this test tube? This is the test tube. This test tube is made up of glass. It is made up of glass material, and test tubes are of various sizes. The test tube that is used in our chemistry lab, they are of various sizes, and in this test tube, particular chemical is taken in the test tube and it is subjected for heating process or it is subjected for the chemical reaction. And I told you, test tube is made up of glass material. One of the glass material is Pyrex. Test tube made up of Pyrex glass material is called as hard glass test tube, or it is also called as boiling tube. The test tube, which is made up of the Pyrex glass material, it is called as the hard glass test tube, or it is also called as the boiling tube. When the chemical is taken in the hard glass test tube or the boiling tube, and when it is subjected for the heating process on the flame, it prevents from cracking. Okay, so this is the use of the Pyrex glass material. So here, children, this is the test tube. Test tube is made up of glass material. Test tubes are of various sizes. When the test tube is made up of Pyrex glass material, it is called as hard glass test tube, or it is also called as boiling tube. And what is the use of the test tube? In the test tube, a particular chemical is taken and it is subjected for the heating process or it is subjected for the chemical reaction. This is the first laboratory apparatus, test tube. Second one, it is the test tube holder. How is this test tube holder? This is the test tube holder. is made up of iron, and this part we call it as iron tongue, and this part, it is the handle. This handle can be made up of wood or it can be made up of plastic. This test tube holder, with the help of the iron tongues, it holds the test tube while heating process or during the chemical reaction. The test tube holder, with the help of the iron tongs, it holds the test tube during the chemical reaction. Why? Because you cannot hold the test tube with your hand while heating. So, a test tube holder is used to hold the test tube during the chemical reaction. Now, the third laboratory apparatus, it is the round bottom flask. Round bottom flask. This is the round bottom flask. This is made up of glass material. This round bottom flask, it is made up of glass material. Okay, and this has a cylindrical neck. This part, it is the cylindrical neck region, and this bottom, if you see, it is round in its nature, so it is called as a round bottom flask. This is the design of round bottom flask. Then what is the use of this round bottom flask? The chemicals are taken in this round bottom flask and they are subjected for heating process. Whatever the chemicals that are required for the experiment, they are taken in the round bottom flask and they are subjected for heating process. This is the use of the round bottom flask. So what is the design of round bottom flask? This is the round bottom flask. It is made up of glass material and it has a cylindrical neck region, and the bottom, if you see, it is round in its nature. So it is called as a round bottom flask. What is the use of this round bottom flask? The chemicals are taken in this flask and they are subjected for the heating process. This is the third one. Now, the fourth one, it is the flat bottom flask. Flat bottom flask. So, how is this flat bottom flask? This is the flat bottom flask. If you see, the bottom is flat in its nature. This is the flat bottom flask. Now, let us learn the design. It is also made up of glass material and it also has the cylindrical neck region. Cylindrical neck region. And the bottom, it is flat in its nature. So the name is termed as flat bottom flask. What is the use of this flat bottom flask? It is used to store the chemicals. It is used for storing the chemicals. Not only that, it is used for mixing the chemicals. All the chemicals, they can be stored in the flat bottom flask, or during the experiment this flask can be used for mixing the chemicals. So what is this flat bottom flask, children? Flat bottom flask is made up of glass material. There is a presence of the cylindrical neck region. The bottom of the flask here, if you see, it is flat in its nature. So the name is flat bottom flask. What is the use of the flat bottom flask? It is used to store the chemicals, or it is also used for mixing the chemicals. So till now we have learnt about 4 laboratory apparatus. First one it is test tube. Second one it is test tube holder. And third one is round bottom flask. Fourth one is flat bottom flask. What is the use of the test tube? It is used for the chemical reactions. It is used to hold the chemical and to carry out the chemical reactions. Next, test tube holder. It is used to hold the test tubes during the chemical reactions. Next, round bottom flask. What is the use? It is used for heating the chemicals. Flat bottom flask, it is used for storing the chemicals, and it is also used for mixing the chemicals. Now, we will discuss about the last session's assignment. What are the questions I have given in the last assignment, children, regarding the elements and the table and the atomic number? Do you remember the questions? First question was define element and classify. This is a direct answer. You can write. You can classify the elements. What? How do you classify the elements? Normal elements and radioactive elements. Next question, give the symbols. I gave you the question regarding the symbols. First one is neon. What is the symbol of neon? Ne. Next, lithium. What is the symbol of lithium? Li. Next, sodium. What is the symbol of sodium? Na. Potassium. What is the symbol of potassium? K. Sodium is Na. The Latin name is natrium. Potassium is helium. So the symbol is Na. Potassium is K. Next question I gave you regarding atomic numbers. Atomic numbers. What are the questions given? Calcium. What is the atomic number of calcium? 20. The last element. 1 to 20 we have learnt. Next, hydrogen. What is the atomic number of hydrogen? 1. Next, argon. It is 18. So these are the answers of the last assignment. Children, please read the given laboratory apparatus, practice the diagrams and write the use. Thank you, children. Take today's assignment, children. First question, draw test tube and mention its use. Next, draw and give the uses of round bottom flask and flat bottom flask. Next question. What is a boiling tube? So, these are today's assignment questions. First one, draw test tube. Mention its use. Next, draw and give the uses of a round bottom flask and flat bottom flask. You should try to differentiate between round bottom and flat bottom. And you should also give the use of round bottom flask and flat bottom flask. Next, what is a boiling tube? Do you remember the test tube explanation? No? So, what is a boiling tube? So, write these answers, children. So, in next class, we will be learning about more laboratory apparatus. Thank you, children.
Board erasure.